Ever wonder how some YouTubers seem to be making a killing while others just, you know, kind of struggle to get by?
Yeah.
The secret might not be just the views, but who's watching.
Right, right.
It's all about CPM.
Yeah, CPM, it's cost per mil, cost per thousand.
That's right.
And that's the amount advertisers will shell out for every 1,000 views.
Exactly.
And some audiences, believe it or not, some audiences are worth way more than others.
It's kind of like real estate.
Oh, yeah.
It's all about location, location, location. But on YouTube, it's niche, niche, niche.
Makes sense.
Yeah, our source video actually had this crazy example. So like picture this, 2 videos,
Okay.
same view count, let's say 1 million views.
Right.
One video, the creator might be making $100.
Wow.
The other one, tens of thousands,
Really?
just because they're targeting different audiences.
It's true. Think about it. Like, you wouldn't expect to see a fancy car commercial
right.
during, like, a kid's cartoon. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Advertisers, they pick carefully where their ads are going to be seen.
Makes sense.
They got to reach the right people with the right message at the right time.
Right.
And some folks are just more likely to have that cash that makes advertisers want to, drool a little bit.
Absolutely. So which niches are bringing in these big spenders?
Well,
our source video dives into some real winners here.
Okay.
And they start with what I call the evergreen trifecta. Health, wealth, and relationships.
Oh, yeah. It's no surprise those topics always seem to have high CPMs.
Yeah.
They're like those core human needs, the things we're always chasing after.
For sure.
A healthy body, a good financial future, meaningful connections,
Absolutely.
Like Maslow's hierarchy of needs, but for YouTube,
Exactly, yeah. And advertisers know we're all constantly searching for answers in those areas.
Yeah,
And they're willing to pay big to get in front of those eyeballs.
For sure. And speaking of eyeballs glued to the screen,
Yeah.
The next high CPM niche might surprise you. Coding tutorial.
Really?
Yeah. The source video highlights this channel, JavaScript Mastery,
Okay.
as a perfect example.
Interesting.
Almost 1 million subscribers.
Wow.
Pulling in an estimated, get this, 80 grand a month
Jeez.
just from ad revenue.
That's crazy.
I know, right?
So I'm not a coder myself.
Yeah.
But even I can see why this is appealing. Is it the tech, the promise of like a high-paying job?
I mean, maybe it's just that satisfaction of finally figuring out how to build that app you always wanted to make.
Maybe.
Could be a bit of all of that.
I think so.
But what's really grabbing those advertisers in the coding and software world is that recurring revenue model.
Oh, yeah.
They're pushing stuff that people will pay for month after month,
Right.
year after year, subscriptions, software licenses, courses online. It just goes on.
Makes sense.
That steady income stream is gold for these audiences.
So if you're out there with some coding skills and you like teaching people, this could be your golden ticket.
Yeah. Who knows? Maybe we'll see you teaching Python tutorials soon.
That's right.
Never too late to pick up a new skill, especially one that's so hot right now.
For sure. But before we all go learn to code, let's talk about something a little more down to earth.
Okay.
Credit cards.
Credit cards.
Yeah. I'll admit, it doesn't sound super exciting.
Right.
Until I found this channel, Ask Sebi's channel. And my perspective just completely changed.
Okay.
This guy is making bank by just explaining credit card rewards and travel hacks.
It's all about tapping into what that audience wants.
Yeah.
In this case, they're the smart spenders.
Right.
They want to level up their money game.
Yeah, for sure.
And the advertisers here, they come from everywhere. Credit card companies, travel brands.
Oh, wow.
Financial institutions.
Makes sense.
Even some luxury brands. It's pretty wild.
It's amazing how these topics that seem kind of boring can become these content empires.
Right.
When you think about who you're targeting.
It all comes down to the audience.
Yeah, I'm starting to see dollar signs everywhere now.
Well, maybe not everywhere.
That's true.
But it does show how important it is to understand your audience and give them something they actually need.
Absolutely.
And speaking of value, let's switch gears a bit.
Okay.
To a niche known for its high-quality content and, of course, those high CPMs documentaries.
Documentaries, interesting.
Yeah, they're fascinating because they can get a super engaged audience.
Yeah.
Think about it. You're so into a topic that you'll watch a whole documentary. You're probably the kind of person who's more open to ads about that topic.
It's true. Like, when I'm really into a documentary, I find myself actually watching the ads.
Interesting.
Especially if they're about what the documentary is about. It's like the line kind of disappears
Yeah.
between the content and the ads.
Our source pointed to channels like Magnus Media.
Okay.
They often feature stories about, like, successful entrepreneurs and businesses.
Sure.
These documentaries, they pull in viewers who are looking for, inspiration, motivation,
Right.
maybe even a guide for their own ventures.
Yeah.
And advertisers selling like online courses, coaching, financial services, and even video editing software. They all want a piece of that aspirational mindset.
For sure. It makes sense if you're watching a documentary about a tech genius who built a billion-dollar company
Right.
from their garage.
Yeah.
You might be more likely to click on an ad for a coding boot camp or a project management tool or something.
Absolutely. It's all about matching the message with what the audience wants to achieve.
That's a great point.
And talking about niches that empower viewers, let's talk about digital marketing.
Digital marketing. Okay.
This is a space that's just blown up in recent years, and for good reason.
Yeah.
It's all about using the power of the internet, right?
Right.
To reach your audience, build your brand, and get those sales going.
Like the Wild West of marketing, right?
Exactly.
Always changing, new platforms, new strategies, new algorithms to figure out. The source video actually highlights Adam Earhart's channel as like a prime example of how to build a successful YouTube presence in the digital marketing world.
It's interesting about his channel is that even though his recent videos haven't gotten as many views as some of those other huge channels we've been talking about, he's still bringing in serious ad revenue.
Wow.
It shows that, consistency, sticking to your niche, and really understanding your audience can lead to success in the long run.
That's a great point. It's a good reminder that you don't always have to go viral to make a living on YouTube.
For sure.
Sometimes it's about playing the long game, getting those loyal followers, and giving them something valuable consistently.
Exactly. And that kind of makes me wonder, what if you're passionate about something that isn't one of these like super high CPM categories?
That's a great question.
Are you just doomed to make peanuts?
Right. Like, let's be honest.
Yeah.
Not everyone's going to teach JavaScript.
No.
Or explain all the ins and outs of credit card points.
Definitely not.
Some people just want to, share their love for video games or just show their everyday life.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
Exactly.
It's just got to know how to make it work for you, even if advertisers aren't throwing money at you.
So what's the secret to getting more money in these less profitable niches?
Well, it might sound kind of strange, but the answer might be longer content, series-style content.
Really?
The source video actually uses the example of James MCYT.
Okay.
He's a Minecraft YouTuber.
I've heard of him.
He makes videos that can go on for hours.
Wow.
This lets him fit way more ad breaks in.
Oh, I see.
Which means more money compared to those channels that are making shorter videos.
So it's like the YouTube version of a TV show you can binge.
Yeah, exactly.
You get the viewers hooked with a cool story.
Yep.
Keep them watching for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
And that gives advertisers more chances to reach them.
Exactly.
That's pretty clever.
It's not just some theory either.
Oh, yeah.
The source actually did an experiment. They made 2 versions of the same video, one short, one long.
Okay.
Guess what happened? The longer video made almost double the money per 1,000 views.
That's amazing.
Right.
I'm starting to think I need to change how I make content.
Yeah.
Maybe instead of just making those quick videos, I should focus on those epic, multi-part stories that keep people wanting to come back for more.
It's all about finding what works for your niche and your audience.
That's true.
But the takeaway is that even if you're into something that's not usually a high CPM thing, there are things you can do to make more money.
That's great news.
It's like a treasure map for YouTube success.
Yeah, but this whole conversation about CPMs and choosing your niche, it makes me think about something bigger.
What's up?
Well, it's easy to get caught up in the numbers, obsessing over views and subscribers and how much money you're making.
Right.
But when you zoom out and look at the bigger picture, you realize that these high CPM niches often show what's happening in the economy and in society.
You're right.
Yeah.
Like the rise of digital marketing, more people interested in coding.
Right.
The obsession with money and personal finance, it all points to this shift towards a digital and knowledge-based economy.
It's like YouTube is a mirror, showing us our anxieties and our hopes.
Powerful image.
We're all trying to be financially free, find ways to learn new skills, and connect with others in this digital world.
For sure. And advertisers know this. They're crafting their messages to tap into our deepest fears and desires.
It's almost like YouTube is this giant social experiment happening right now.
Oh, wow.
And we're all part of it.
Yeah, whether we know it or not.
I'm starting to see YouTube in a whole new way.
How so?
It's not just for entertainment anymore. It's like it reflects who we are, what's important to us, and where we're headed as a society.
Yeah, and it's all being tracked, analyzed, and optimized by these algorithms. They're constantly learning and changing.
It's kind of amazing and a little creepy, right?
It is. The whole thing can be a bit overwhelming.
That's true. But that's why these deep dives are so important.
I agree.
By learning how these things work, we can be smarter consumers, more thoughtful viewers,
For sure.
and better creators.
Exactly.
So, listener, let's bring this back to you.
Okay.
You might not be a YouTuber,
Right.
but you're definitely a consumer, a viewer. You're part of this whole digital world.
We all are.
So the next time you're scrolling through YouTube, I challenge you, take a second. Pay attention to those ads.
Don't just skip them.
Right.
Really look at them.
Ask yourself, what do these ads say about the people watching this video?
Interesting.
What are advertisers assuming about what they believe, what they like, how they spend their money?
It's like a little detective game. You can figure out the secret language of advertising.
That's a great point.
And see how it shapes our online experience.
As those algorithms get even smarter. They're not just watching what we do.
They're figuring out what we want.
Right, they're pointing us to certain things, even influencing us without us even knowing it.
That's powerful.
It's exciting and kind of scary.
It is. There's a fine line between being convenient and being controlled.
Yeah, and it's something we all need to think about as we live more and more online.
Absolutely. Knowledge is power. The more we understand how these things work, the better we can make good choices.
For sure.
And stay in control.
As we wrap up this deep dive, we'll leave you with this YouTube with its, creators and algorithms and ads.
Yeah.
It's more than just a place to watch videos.
For sure.
It shows who we are, what we value, and where we're going as a society.
Keep exploring. Keep asking questions.
Right.
Keep learning.
That's great advice.
The digital world is huge, and it's always changing.
Yeah.
But if you're curious and you pay attention, you can make your own choices and find your own way.
Absolutely.
Documentaries are interesting. They pull in a really engaged audience.
Yeah, for sure.
If you're into something enough to watch a whole documentary, you're probably also the kind of person who will, actually pay attention to the ads.
That's true. I've noticed that myself.
Especially if they're related, right?
Yeah, exactly. It's like the line blurs a bit between the content and the advertising.
Right, and our source pointed to channels like Magnus Media.
Oh, yeah, Magnus Media.
They often tell these stories of, entrepreneurs, businesses, successes,
Thank you.
These documentaries, they draw in viewers who are looking for that inspiration,
I see.
motivation, maybe even a roadmap for their own ventures.
Makes sense.
And advertisers are all over it, Yeah. Online courses, coaching programs, financial stuff.
Yeah.
Even video editing software. They're all trying to reach those people.
People with that aspirational mindset.
Exactly. They want to tap into that.
It makes sense. I mean, if you're watching a documentary about some tech whiz kid who built a company in their garage.
Right.
You might be more likely to click on an ad for a coding boot camp or something.
Absolutely. Or some kind of project management tool,
Yeah, for sure.
Aligning the message with the dreams of the audience.
Yeah, that's a great point. And, speaking of niches that kind of empower viewers.
Oh, yeah.
Let's talk about digital marketing.
Okay, digital marketing.
This is a space that's just exploded, right?
It has, and for good reason.
Yeah.
It's all about, harnessing the internet.
Yeah.
To reach people, build a brand, drive those sales.
Right. It's the Wild West of marketing.
Totally. Yeah.
Constantly changing.
New
platforms, strategies, algorithms to master.
You've got to stay on top of it. It's a fast-moving space.
Our source highlighted Adam Earhart's channel.
Yeah, Adam Earhart.
And a great example of how to do it right.
He's a good one.
In the digital marketing world.
What's interesting is that even though his recent videos don't have the same crazy view counts as some of these other channels we've talked about,
right?
He's still making a lot of money from ads.
Wow. So you don't need millions of views.
Not necessarily. It shows that, being consistent, staying focused,
yeah,
really understanding your audience, that's what leads to long-term success.
It's a good reminder that you don't have to go viral to make a living on YouTube.
Right.
Sometimes it's better to play the long game.
Exactly. Cultivate that loyal following.
Deliver value consistently.
Exactly that. And that brings up a question.
Go ahead.
What if your passion isn't, one of these high CPM things?
Right. What if you're not into the stuff that rakes in the cash?
Are you just stuck?
Yeah.
Doomed to the content creator's minimum wage.
Right, because not everyone's going to be a coding guru or a credit card expert.
No way.
Some people just want to, I don't know, share their love of video games or vlog about their life.
For sure, and there's totally space for that.
Yeah.
You just got to figure out how to make it work, even if those advertisers aren't exactly knocking down your door.
So what's the secret then to boosting your earnings in those less profitable niches?
Well, this might sound counterintuitive. It might be longer content.
Longer?
Yeah, like series-style content.
Interesting.
Our source talks about this guy, James MCYT.
Okay.
He's a Minecraft YouTuber.
I've heard of him.
His videos can go on for hours.
Hours.
Yeah, which means more ad breaks.
Oh, right. More ad breaks, more money.
Exactly. Compared to those channels pumping out those, like, quick little videos.
So it's like that, like those TV shows you can binge watch.
Yeah, that's the idea.
Hook the viewers with a good story.
Keep them coming back for more.
More watch time, more ads.
More chances for those advertisers to reach them.
I'm starting to see the strategy here.
It's not just a theory, by the way.
Oh, really?
The source actually tested it out.
Okay. How'd they do that?
They made 2 versions of the same video, one short, one long.
Okay.
And guess what?
What happened?
The longer one made almost twice as much money per 1,000 views.
Wow, that's pretty convincing.
It is, right.
Makes you think twice about how you approach content creation.
Yeah, instead of those quick hits, maybe focus on crafting those longer stories.
Yeah, keep people engaged.
Exactly, but you gotta find that sweet spot, right?
Yeah.
What works for you, what works for your audience.
But the takeaway here is that even if you love something that's not usually, a money-making machine,
right,
you can still find ways to boost your earnings.
Absolutely, there are always options.
Like a hidden treasure map. You just got to know where to look.
That's a great analogy.
This whole thing about CPMs and niche selection,
Yeah.
it makes me think about something bigger,
What's that?
Like, it's easy to get lost in the numbers.
Yeah, the views, the subscribers, the money.
Exactly.
It can be all-consuming.
But if you zoom out a bit, take a wider view,
Okay.
you start to see that these high CPM niches, they reflect bigger things, like trends in the economy, changes in society.
Interesting.
Like, think about it, the rise of digital marketing. Everyone's suddenly interested in coding.
It's true.
The focus on money, personal finance, it's all pointing in the same direction.
Towards a more digital, knowledge-based world.
Right, like YouTube's a mirror, reflecting our anxieties, our hopes,
Yeah, well, that's a powerful image.
Yeah, we're all searching for that financial freedom, trying to learn new skills, connect with people in this digital world.
And advertisers, they're not oblivious to this.
Yeah, they're smart.
They're tailoring their messages to tap into those deep-seated fears and desires.
It's almost like YouTube is this giant social experiment unfolding in real time.
Wow, that's deep.
And we're all part of it. We're all taking part in it whether we know it or not.
It's like, it's both fascinating and a little unnerving,
Right.
The sheer scale of it, this digital world, can feel kind of overwhelming.
Absolutely, but that's why we do these deep dives.
Yeah, exactly.
By understanding how these systems work, we become more aware, more informed.
We become, like, smarter about it all.
Exactly. Smarter consumers.
Yeah.
More thoughtful viewers.
More conscious creators, too.
So, listener, let's bring it back to you. You might not be a YouTuber yourself.
Right.
But you're definitely consuming content. You're a viewer, a participant in this whole digital thing.
We all are, yeah.
So next time you're on YouTube, I challenge you, just take a moment, look at those ads. Really look at them.
Don't just hit that skip button.
Yeah, don't just tune them out.
Think about it.
Ask yourself,
yeah,
what are these ads saying about the people watching this video? What
are they trying to tell us?
Yeah, what are advertisers assuming about their beliefs, their interests, how they spend their money?
It's like a little puzzle, Yeah. You can decode those ads, and you start to understand how they're shaping our experience online.
It's true. As these algorithms get more and more sophisticated,
yeah,
they're not just tracking what we do, they're predicting what we want.
Right, like they're trying to anticipate our next move.
Exactly, they're nudging us towards certain products, certain services.
Even influencing our preferences without us even realizing it.
Yeah, it's both exciting and a little concerning.
It is. It's like, how much convenience are we willing to trade for control?
Right. It's a delicate balance.
Something we all have to navigate in this increasingly digital world.
Well said. And knowledge is power.
Right.
The more we understand about how these systems work, the better choices we can make and protect our own autonomy.
Stay informed, stay in control.
Exactly. So as we wrap up this deep dive, we want to leave you with this final thought. YouTube, with all its creators, its algorithms, its ads, it's more than just a platform for entertainment.
It really is.
It's a reflection of us, of who we are, what we value, where we're headed as a society.
So keep exploring, keep asking questions, keep learning.